Cocaine, and I'm not talking about the song. I'm talking about the actual drug, cocaine. It's a very highly addictive substance. Actually, cigarettes are actually more addictive than cocaine. But with cocaine, it can be changed into so many different forms. It's changed into rock, it's changed into crack. And I'm not talking about the little thing that goes up and down the middle of your ass. That's not that kind of crack. With cocaine, there are always inherent problems because people spend lots of money on this, and you get all kinds of weird things. You're always licking your lips or your teeth or some shit. I don't know. I'm not addicted to any medications or drugs or any kind, so I don't know anything about being addicted to anything. I mean, except for the show.
What's that? Need to get some?
Yeah, Joe, can you hook me up?
Yeah, we'll talk later.
Okay. The reason I bring this up is because they are working on a vaccine for cocaine. Yes, you heard that right. A vaccine for cocaine. This is a very long article. It is very deep and involved. Apparently what this vaccine does is when cocaine gets into the body, basically it works like they mix it with a cold virus. So this way when the brain detects cocaine in the body system, it thinks that the cocaine is a cold virus or a virus of some kind, and it basically attacks the cocaine. And the neuroreceptors for the transmitters of the brain can't absorb the cocaine particles, so then it takes even more to get that same high. As I was digging through this, because of that fact that you'd actually have to take 3 times the amount or 10 times the amount to get the same effect, then there's the possibility that someone could overdose on this. Now, they said that this vaccine, it's not like forever. It's not like when you get a vaccine for like chickenpox or polio or whatever, and sometimes when you get older you have to have a booster or whatever. But this one, they have to administer it like every 13 weeks or so, and they got it down to like 7 weeks. They said it works in mice, which is great for mice because, we always know about those cocaine-addicted mice are coming in and going, hey, man,
oh yeah,
you got some cheese and some Coke, And
crack just ripped the mice community in two.
Yes, it did. It's just, it was horrible. It was just fucking horrible. I mean, you see little crack whore mice out there.
There's nothing sadder than that little mouse in the corner that's just, constantly hand washing and its teeth are itchy and everything. That's so sad.
Yes.
Damn you, crack mice!
They're whoring out their little bodies for more cocaine. Come on, I'll give you a good time. You get some stuff.
They're hitting my cats all the time, too.
Yeah. But this, like I said, this article is deeply involved, and there's a lot here, more for me than I can digest in a single moment or episode here. But we'll try to give you as best information on this as we can. Joe, your thoughts?
Well, what's the fun of this? I mean, the drug-fueled weekend of mayhem that you went on in Vegas stays in Vegas. And as you mentioned, the article describes the vaccine is being developed by modifying a cold virus.
Yes.
That's very similar to how I Am Legend started. Science is going to wreck society and turn everyone into infected biters.
Oh, great.
Science must be stopped, Packard.
To hell with science! We can live on faith! Oh, wait a minute, never mind. I forgot. Did you have any other thoughts on that?
No, I'm just pissed off at science.
Okay. The thing is about this, though, is that because humans are not like mice, obviously, once they get the drug in them, they just kind of they're not interested anymore. People, on the other hand, are a whole different story because they get that high, and then they just they wanted to keep going at. They wanted more of this. I think what if I read this article correctly, they kind of based this on test subjects, people who volunteered, but I think they were using meth or methadone or some sort, and as their baseline. But I'm not sure the connection between meth and cocaine there. But I think that because the people who were using the meth wanted to keep getting their high, so I think they had maybe used something like that for meth. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, Don Joe? I'm sorry.
I'm just going to add that God gave us cocaine for a reason. Who are we to question God?
It's It's a natural substance that actually derived from a plant. So
Yes, it is.
It is. It is. It grew in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve used it. It's in the Bible. Go look it up.
that must be the tree that they actually found.
The serpent was like, yo, screw the apple.
Coke. He said, "Oh,
Hey,
hell
buddy.
no. You guys are out of here." That's
Do you want this apple, or do you want this little bag of white powder?
Oh, anyway.
God showed up and he's like, whose glass stem is this?
Besides, you're cutting it too thick. You gotta cut it thinner.
Oh, goodness.
God was giving him Coke lessons.
He's like,
That'd
you need
be
to crush up
information
some
that the
B12 and throw
Bible
it in there.
would be a lot more informative. Wouldn't
Yeah.
it?
Oh, yeah, it would be.
Yes.
Connie, your thoughts?
Well, the test subjects. Well, I'm assuming they were volunteers. They had been being treated with methadone, and I don't have that part of the article in front of me. Like you said, it was a long one.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they were also heroin addicts, and I know methadone is what you use to treat that. The other problem with the study was the kind of pharmaceutical. They use a pharmaceutical grade cocaine,
Mm-hmm.
which is made by Merck, and another article actually cited Keith Richards in his autobiography, talking about a cocaine fueled tour that they did, and he actually used this particular kind of cocaine, which is something that is used in eye and nose surgery. And he says pharmaceutical coke cannot be compared in any way to the coke produced in Central and South America. It is pure, and there are absolutely no withdrawal symptoms.
Right.
So the kind of, the fact that these test subjects were already on some other kind of drug for withdrawal, the fact that they really probably didn't want to, give up coke, and they're getting this pure form of coke, I guess, that they're being
Mm-hmm.
injected with, so they can test it. That's problem number two.
Yep.
But it didn't address the whole root of the problem. These people really didn't want to give up their high, and
Yeah.
it was really frightening when I realized, first of all, like, okay, would this actually stop somebody from doing it? They said, well, because they would still get like 20% in it, but it wouldn't be enough to get high. I go, well, that's only because most people, if you're not addicted, you wouldn't try to go beyond that.
Right.
These people are used to a certain level, and if they can't get it, what will they do to do it? And they did 10 times the amount of coke in their system. And nobody died, but they said, this is a very real possibility.
Yep.
The only real application I thought might be interesting is you hear the stories about coke-addicted babies being born.
Yep.
And I think, if there was something that could help block that for babies, because they didn't choose that, that would be great. But I don't know that they could I don't know if you could do that. I mean, because the dosage would be tricky, wouldn't it? And like you said, it's not, and like Joe was saying, it's not, you're saying it's not a one-time thing. This is a series of boosters, and it has to be reapplied.
Yep.
So unless somebody really wants to quit, this wouldn't work.
Right.
And then there's one more problem, and that was that Bill Gates, he's campaigned and funding developing more vaccines. And his comment about drug companies and vaccines is it's not really profitable for them, whereas something like methadone, which has a multiple use thing, it's not cost effective, and there's a high liability attached to vaccine development.
Oh, yeah.
So,
absolutely.
I don't know. It'd be nice, but I don't know. I think that this doctor's got a real uphill battle, and I'm not even sure that it's going to work.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
There are a lot of problems with it, unfortunately,
Mm-hmm.
with everything that you mentioned there. And the fact is, the person has to want it. It's like the stuff that for the cigarette people who have cigarette addiction, they have to use either the patch or they have to use some kind of special medicine, which makes supposedly the cigarettes taste bad. I grew up around cigarettes. They smell bad to begin with. I don't understand why anybody would think that shit would taste good to begin with, But to make something that probably tastes bad to begin with to taste worse, I mean that takes a lot, And like I said, you have to want it. If someone deeply wants to get off this shit, then it might work for them.